So unless you've been extremely lucky in life, you've probably hit a number of roadblocks, or even big ones. Maybe you've had your entire life collapse before your eyes. Maybe it was a divorce or a bad breakup, or you just hit rock bottom in some ways. But I want to talk about how to pick up the pieces, move forward, and bounce back stronger than before. Now, there's really 4 stages you're going to go through. The first one is a desire, right? You actually have to want to improve, because if you just accept the way your life is, it's not going to get better. Nobody is going to come along and be like, oh, I think this person deserves better. Nobody cares, honestly. Like, there's nobody who's going to love you and want your life to be better more than you. Maybe your mom and dad, but even them, if you're over 15 years old, they're probably like, all right, it's their choice. So you need to have a very strong desire to have a better life. The moment you accept the hand that you've been dealt is the moment you lose. And I need you to really hone in on that. I need you to really focus on that and keep that front in mind, that it's entirely up to you. Second stage is acceptance. You need to understand that your life is shit right now. You need to not sugarcoat it. You need to not be like, well, I guess it's okay. It's not that bad. Because again, if you think it's not that bad, then you're just accepting where you're at, and you're never going to improve, or you're going to improve in slightly marginal ways, but overall your life is going to stay shit. Next one is responsibility. You need to take 110% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. You could go out and get hit by a drunk driver tomorrow, and you need to take responsibility for it. Now, it might not be your fault. There's a difference between fault and responsibility. Fault is in the past. Responsibility is, what are you going to do today? How are you going to move forward from this point on? Because again, that drunk driver, maybe you can get them to enter into a settlement. Maybe they'll give you some money. But it's really up to you to pick up the pieces of your life, to move forward. Whatever harm may have been caused, you need to be able to bounce back, because nobody's going to do that for you. So again, you have to have that desire. You have to understand and accept that your life sucks right now, and you have to take 100% responsibility for making it much better. And you really can. It's amazing how resilient people can be whenever they try. If you look at somebody like David Goggins, this guy was a complete mess, fat, undisciplined, kind of disgusting looking. Now he's one of the fittest people in the world. He's extremely influential. He has millions of people hanging off of his every word. And that's because he did these things. Now, the last thing is probably the most important, and that's taking intelligent action. Now, I call this life maxing. It's focusing on different aspects of your life, understanding that each one can be improved, but you have to put in the work, right? This is where the work happens, the intelligent action. It's doing the work in an intelligent way to improve the areas that need to be improved. Now, you can't do this all at once, and I'm going to talk about this in the next video, so make sure you subscribe to No BS Philosophy. But I'm going to talk about this in the next video, because this is a whole different range of topics themselves. There's 8 different areas of your life that can be improved, that probably should be improved. And nobody's going to have the perfect life. But the point is that you can hone in on those areas that are A, most important to you, B, that you are already the strongest at but can still be improved, and C, those kind of weakest links that are really holding you back that you can fix. So I want you to think about that. And until then, subscribe to No BS Philosophy. I have tons and tons of videos about self-development, about bouncing back. When you've hit those roadblocks, it's not a bad thing, because it just makes the story of your life more interesting. I honestly feel sorry for people who have never had a crisis, who have never had a collapse in their life, because they never know what it means to live, right? They're kind of surviving, they're getting by, but they've never really had to overcome anything, and it's very sad to see. So the people who do encounter the crisis, the people who do hit rock bottom, they tend to have fuller, more enjoyable lives. Not necessarily more enjoyable, but definitely fuller, definitely more interesting, and definitely more impactful lives. So if this helps, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.